Hello and welcome back to our Bollywood Classics Countdown series. If you're a fan of Bollywood's rich cinematic history, then you're in the right place. In this series, we are going decade by decade to bring you the top 5 Bollywood movies you absolutely must watch, starting all the way back in the 1940s. So far, we've explored the golden classics from the 1940s, the glamour and complexity of the 1950s, and the colorful dramas of the 1960s. But today, we are diving into one of the most iconic decades of Indian cinema, the 1970s. The 1970s was a decade of transformation for Bollywood, where larger than life personalities, social themes, and vibrant music took center stage. This was the era of the angry young man, a trend famously embodied by Amitabh Bachchan. It was also the peak of Rajesh Khanna's meteoric rise to superstardom, captivating audiences with his charm and emotive performances. But while mainstream cinema was booming, the 1970s also saw the rise of parallel cinema, with artists like Amol Palekar and Smita Patil leading films that explored real-world issues in relatable, subtle ways. So, without further ado, let's get into our top 5 Bollywood movies from the 1970s, starting from number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have a film that's often considered a masterpiece of Bollywood cinema, Sholay. Directed by Ramesh Sippy and released in 1975, Sholay redefined Indian action cinema. This film has it all: drama, romance, comedy, and intense action. With an IMDb rating of 8.1, it's been immortalized as one of India's greatest films. Sholay tells the story of two small-time criminals, Jay and Veeru, played by Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra, who are hired by a former police officer to capture the ruthless dacoit Gabbar Singh. Played by Amjad Khan, Gabbar became one of the most memorable villains in Indian cinema, with his iconic dialogues becoming a permanent part of pop culture. The camaraderie between Jay and Veeru, the love stories, and the intense action scenes make Sholay an unforgettable experience. What makes Sholay so special? Well, it's not just the star-studded cast or the high-octane action. Sholay was groundbreaking in its storytelling, its incredible cinematography, and its mix of genres. It was one of the first films to truly blend action, drama, and comedy in a way that was both grand and engaging. This movie became a cultural phenomenon and influenced generations of Bollywood films to come. At number 4, we have a light-hearted gem, Chupke Chupke. Released in 1975 and directed by Hrishikesh Mukherjee, this film is an example of Bollywood's mastery of comedy in the 1970s. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, this family-friendly comedy has been loved for its humor, wit, and fantastic performances. The story revolves around a newly married professor, played by Dharmendra, who plays a series of elaborate pranks on his in-laws. Amitabh Bachchan, Sharmila Tagore, Jaya Bachchan, and Om Prakash also add their own charm to this ensemble comedy. The humor in Chupke Chupke is timeless, especially with Dharmendra and Amitabh sharing great chemistry on screen. Chupke Chupke stands out as a smart comedy that doesn't rely on slapstick. Instead, it uses language, situational humor, and misunderstandings to create a fun yet sophisticated comedy. Hrishikesh Mukherjee's direction shines as he presents an everyday family with relatable quirks, making this film not just funny, but memorable. If you're a fan of Bollywood comedies, this is an absolute must-watch. Coming in at number 3 is Choti Baat, a beautifully understated romantic comedy directed by Basu Chatterjee. Released in 1976, this film stars Amol Palekar, Vidya Sinha, and Ashok Kumar. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, Choti Si Baat is a gentle, realistic look at love, self-confidence, and personal growth. Choti Si Baat follows the life of a shy young man, Arun, who is struggling to express his love for a woman named Prabha. Arun, played by Amol Palekar, finds himself competing with a charming, confident suitor and seeks the help of a retired colonel, played by Ashok Kumar, to learn how to win Prabhas' heart. This film is a refreshing break from the melodramatic romances of the time. With subtlety and humor, Choti B captures the hesitations and small victories of a timid man trying to find his place. Basu Chatterjee's direction and Amol Palekar's relatable performance make this a unique, feel-good film that stands out as a classic of the parallel cinema movement. At number 2, we have Koshish, a groundbreaking film that stands out for its deeply moving portrayal of a deaf-mute couple. Released in 1972, this film was directed by Gulzar and stars Sanjeev Kumar and Jaya Bachchan. With an IMDb rating of 8.4, Koshish is a poignant, realistic story that highlights the challenges faced by differently abled individuals in society. Koshish tells the story of Hari and Aarti, a deaf-mute couple who navigate the difficulties of life and love in a society that often misunderstands them. The film does an incredible job of portraying their challenges not as a tragedy, but as a testament to resilience and love. Koshish is a landmark film for its sensitive treatment of disability and its exploration of human resilience. Sanjeev Kumar and Jaya Bachchan's performances are extraordinary, as they express so much emotion through gestures and facial expressions. Gulzar's direction brings out the raw emotions without resorting to melodrama. Koshish is a moving experience that showcases the power of love and determination. And finally, our number 1 pick from the 1970s is Golmal. Released in 1979, this film was directed by Hrishikesh Mukherjee and stars Amol Palekar and Utpal Dutt. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, Golmal is a comedy that's as relevant and entertaining today as it was when it was released. Golmal follows the story of a young man, Ram Prasad, who, in an attempt to impress his strict boss, ends up weaving an elaborate web of lies. When his boss insists that he lead a traditional, simple life, Ram Prasad pretends to have a twin to justify his dual personalities, a simpleton in front of his boss and a more modern man otherwise. What follows is a series of hilarious misunderstandings that are a joy to watch. Hrishikesh Mukherjee's direction and Amol Palekar's comic timing make Golmal a timeless classic. Utpal Dutt's performance as the suspicious and eccentric boss is unforgettable, bringing laugh-out-loud moments that resonate with audiences even today. Golmal is more than just a comedy, it's a witty commentary on traditional versus modern values, making it a perfect blend of humor and substance. And there you have it. These are our top 5 picks from Bollywood in the 1970s, a decade that gave us unforgettable stories, iconic characters, and timeless classics. Let us know in the comments which movie from the 1970s is your favorite, and if there are any you'd add to the list. Be sure to subscribe for more from our series as we continue on this cinematic journey through the decades, with the 1980s coming up next.